Dear student, this is my French lessons video series. How to express ownership, the verb to belong. Comment exprimer la possession, le possessif, le verbe appartenir. Le verbe appartenir, to belong, appartenir à, to belong to. Appartenir is made up of three words. 1, à. 2, par. 3, tenir. À is a preposition, that is a word that points towards something else. Part has same meaning as the word part in English. Part means not the whole, but a part of the whole. 1 plus 2, à plus part means à part, a part. In one word in English, it means a side. 2 words in French, à et pas. Tenir, the third part of appartenir is tenir, which is a suffix added at the end of the word to mean to hold. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals à plus par plus tenir. It means set aside to hold. Mean to a part to hold or a party to hold. It means set aside for one to hold. It means to belong. It is assigned to somebody else. Appartenir has been assigned and shifted to somebody else. It's belonging to somebody else. Often, some words can serve as a suffix to other words. Here, the word tenir is serving as a suffix to the word apart. So the verb appartenir will be conjugated as the verb tenir. The present tense of the verb tenir is, the verb tenir, to hold, is je tiens, tu tiens, il tient. Nous tenons, vous tenez, ils tiennent. Present tense of the verb appartenir will be like the verb tenir. So, j'appartiens, tu appartiens, il appartient, nous appartenons, vous appartenez, ils appartiennent. And you can hear the suffix always at the end of this word, just like the verb tenir. J'appartiens, tu appartiens, il appartient, nous appartenons, vous appartenez, ils appartiennent. Listen again to the word tenir. Je tiens, tu tiens, il tient. Nous tenons, vous tenez, ils tiennent. Et le verbe appartenir, j'appartiens, tu appartiens, il appartient, nous appartenons, vous appartenez, ils appartiennent. Examples. Je tiens un livre dans ma main droite. I hold a book in my right hand. J'appartiens à la paroisse Saint-Francis. I belong to the Saint Francis parish. Nous appartenons à la même chorale. We belong to the same choir. Ils appartiennent à la même équipe de basketball. They belong to the same basketball team. So, the people belonging to St. Francis Parish hold something in common. That's the tenir word, which is implicit, not explicit in English. Likewise, the people belonging to the same basketball team hold something in common. Maybe a contract from the NBA. It's the whole something, it's the implicit part of the word tenir. Elle m'appartient. She or it belongs to me. It for a thing. Don't forget, things in French are either feminine, female, or male. So it could be, a thing could be a she or a he in French. Elle stands for she, for the person, and she for the thing. And the thing in English is represented by it. Elle m'appartient. He or it belong to me. Same thing. In French, the thing could be a noun. So, il will stand for the male person or the male thing. Like the male bicycle in French is called le vélo. And the female chair in French is called la chaise. Ça m'appartient. It belongs to me. Ça is the official way for French to say it when it doesn't want to specify whether the it is a male or it is a female. Ça spells C-C-D-A. C-C-D-A. This C with a little tail on it is called C-C-D. Ça. Ça m'appartient. Ça is neutral. Neutral means it's neither male nor female. It is the same thing in English. It means neutral. So when you don't know exactly the gender of the person or the thing, you can just say ça. Okay, ça is the neutral way of saying he, she, or it. When one does not want to specify but assumes we all know what ça is pointing to. À qui est ce vélo? Ça m'appartient. À qui est ce vélo? Whose bike is this? Ça m'appartient. It belongs to me. C'est à moi. It's mine. When the word after ça begins with a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, or Y, the C-A, ça, turns into C apostrophe and the C loses its D. C'est à moi. Instead of saying ça est à moi, we say c'est à moi. We drop the A and we replace it by the apostrophe. Ça m'appartient. It's mine. C'est mon vélo. It's my bicycle. Exemple avec la négation et l'interrogation. Examples with negation and interrogation. Tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main droite. Tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main droite. From now on, my dear student, first in French, I want to give you a specific style, and I will try to tell you one thing that most people don't do and they should do. They should not sound the liaison anymore. We're going to study Topaz and his way of teaching French, because when we do the liaison, it's usually after an S placed before a vowel, and the French language will end up having a lot of Z and S's, which is not the case because most of those words will begin with vowels. A is the first letter of the alphabet, but when we sound A with S preceding it because of a liaison, then it drops down to the list towards the end of the alphabet. And this is why French is definitely not the first language of the planet, but will become if we stop doing the liaison. Okay? So Topaz will be teaching that, and we're going to look at Topaz's way of... We have the option, if you want to make sure people notice the S, we just sound the S where it stands. For instance, where it is showing with the words that it's linked to. Pas is P-A-S. Tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main. Most people will say tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main. The now sounds like Z and zoo, and that's not what we read. That's not what is written. And that drops the French language with a lot of Z's and S's, and the academicians do not want that, okay? So that's the wrong way. Tu ne tiens pas. Oh, we will come back to the pronunciation of words and to the style that my best student will have, and that will definitely do something to the French. So, tu ne tiens pas un livre. I want you to sound every word by itself. No more liaison. Because first of all, you're studying the language and you want to identify the words and how they begin, and you will be looking for those sounds and what you remember. And you'll be looking into the dictionary and searching on the internet for the spelling of the word. So I want you to hear what you hear and write exactly what you hear. So do not do the liaison. Tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main droite. You do not hold a book in your right hand. So this is a negation. You do not. It's a negation. It's not affirmative. It's the opposite of the affirmative. How do we do that in French? Tu ne tiens pas. When we want to negate something in English, you do not. The negation comes first because we don't want any misunderstanding with what comes after. We want to stress that, so we place it after the subject. You is the subject of the sentence. Do not tells our intention that we are, whatever is going to come after do not is a negation. We're going to do the same in French, except that the do not will break into two parts. The do will begin, the action will be placed before the action word, which is the verb, and not will come after the action word, negating that action, not the entire sentence following do not. Just the action that is actually a problem will be into brackets. The brackets of negation in French begin with ne, N-E, and end with closing the bracket with pas, P-A-S, not. The brackets are do and not. The beginning of the bracket, the beginning of the negation is do, and the ending of the negation is not. So those are brackets. So we put that verb, the action word that we're trying to negate, into the brackets. Ne pas. Tu ne tiens pas un livre dans ta main droite. Tu, the subject, ne, beginning of the bracket of negation, tiens, the verb tenir, pas, not. Un livre dans, this will be the format for the negation. We'll come back to the specific format of the negation, but here we're doing an example because we want to remember the verb tenir and the verb appartenir together. Vous n'appartenez pas à la paroisse Saint-Patrick. You do not belong to the Saint Francis parish. Elles n'appartiennent pas à la même chorale. They do not belong to the same choir. À qui appartient ce vélo? Now we're doing the interrogation. À qui appartient ce vélo? Whose bike is this? The interrogation in French could be done in many ways, but the formal way is to say à, qui, to whom. À, to, the preposition, the à with accent grave. Qui, who, but since to who belongs this bike, in English we say to whose bike is this? Okay, à qui, in French we say to who belongs this bike? À qui? Qui is who in French? Ce vélo m'appartient. That bike belongs to me. Or this bike, it will stand for this or that bike, belongs to me. Or you can say il n'est pas à moi. You can negate that. It's not mine. Answering for yourself. À qui belongs, whose bike is this? You can answer for yourself. As far as I'm concerned, it's not mine. Il n'est pas à moi. Ce n'est pas mon vélo. You can repeat the same, the word vélo and say ce n'est pas mon vélo. It's not my bike. Il n'est pas à moi. Il, because vélo in English is masculine. Ce vélo m'appartient. that bike belongs to me. Or, il n'est pas à moi. Or, il est à moi. If you want to say, it's mine, il est à moi. Il n'est pas à moi, it's not mine. The ne loses its e at the end and it's replaced by the apostrophe because ne meets a, which begins with a vowel est. So we don't want that collision with two vowels. We're going to take the first vowel before the collision out and we replace it by the apostrophe. N'est pas à moi, or ce n'est pas mon vélo, or ce n'est pas le mien, it's not mine. Ce n'est pas le mien. Le mien meaning mine in French, we're going to see it later. Or ce vélo n'est pas le mien. You can say ce n'est pas à moi, that's a short way, or the long way, ce vélo. Ce vélo. But you don't have to say ce vélo, you can just say ce n'est pas à moi. Ce itself reminds people we know what comes after it, vélo. Ce n'est pas à moi. À qui appartiennent ces robes? Robe is feminine and plural here. So the verb appartenir will be conjugated for plural part, the plural part of things, many things, which is ent at the end. In this case, ment, because the n will be doubling, and that's okay, ment. Let's look at the spelling, and remember it stands for il, E-L-S. In this particular case, L-E-L-L-E-S for robe, which is plural. À qui appartiennent ces robes? Ces robes ne m'appartiennent pas. The negation, ne pas. M'appartiennent, it belongs to me. And do not belong to me says ce ne m'appartiennent pas. Elles ne sont pas à moi. Or, ce ne sont pas mes robes. Or, ce ne sont pas les miennes. Or, ces robes ne sont pas les miennes. You have to study all these forms because you don't know which one people will choose. But as far as you're concerned, stick to one form. And while studying the language, you may want to take the long form so you can have a practice in repeating each word as you hear, as you want to remember all the words, just not one word. And when you will become more proficient, you could go to short version of the sentences, the shortcuts. That implies that we know all the other words that's coming before. À qui appartiennent ces roses? Whose roses are these? À qui appartiennent ces robes? Whose dresses are these? À qui appartiennent ces roses? Whose roses are these? Ces roses ne m'appartiennent pas. Or, ces roses ne sont pas à moi. Or, ce ne sont pas vos roses. Or, it's not your roses, if you know more. Or, ce n'est pas à vous qu'appartiennent ces roses. It's not to you that those roses belong to. Ce n'est pas à vous. It's not to you. Ok, ce n'est pas à vous. It's not to you. Qu'à vous appartiennent ces roses. If you want to repeat, it's not to you they belong to. The roses belong to. Or, ce ne sont pas les vôtres. The short version is, it's not yours. Yours is standing for roses. Your roses, standing for your roses. But in this case, ne pas, ce ne sont pas. They are not yours. We're negating. À qui est cette chaise? Whose chair is that? Je ne sais pas. I don't know. En tout cas, ce n'est pas la mienne. In any case, it's not mine. I don't know. In any case, it's not mine. Je ne sais pas. But what I know for sure, in any case, it's not mine. Je ne sais pas. En tout cas, ce n'est pas ma chaise. Another way If you want to repeat ma chaise instead of mine, en tout cas, ce n'est pas ma chaise. I don't know. In any case, it's not my chair. That's the long version. The short version is it's not mine. Okay? Je ne sais pas. I don't know. Elles ne m'appartiennent pas. They don't belong to me. Je ne sais pas means I don't know. Elles ne m'appartiennent pas. Unless. Elles ne m'appartiennent pas. It doesn't belong to me. Or, because in English you won't say she doesn't belong to me. We're talking about the chair. So in English you will revert to it doesn't belong to me. In French you will leave elle, the feminine, because chair is feminine in French. So that will be it for this part. But we'll come back to those forms as we review negation and affirmative ways and interrogative forms